here?
I don't know, maybe it's because you're in the woods, stupid. Yahiko sounds a lot older. I mean, sure he's a lot less annoying though, but isn't that bit inappropriate for his age? He's supposed to be 10, not 18.
Well, yeah, I could agree with you that the age is a big factor in his voice, and the casting for Yahiko could have been done better, but I wouldn't necessarily call it inappropriate.
Yeah, this is inappropriate.
I'm not just a street kid. My father was a samurai. I'm Yoshimujin. I'm a Tokyo Fushizuku, and I never accepted charity from anybody, and I'm not starting now. If you think you and your ugly friend...
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Kenshin had 2 dubs. And one of them being the infamous Sony dub. Yeah, you think Misao's voice was annoying in the other one? Trust me, she sounds worse in this one.
I'm almost afraid to find out how bad.
Well...
I'd say you might as well just give up, because there's no way you'll escape my robbing you. Stand and deliver. Just be calm and give me...
Sorry, but I have no money.
With the kind of rags this guy is wearing, I believe it. So what happened? Did your wife leave you?
Keep in mind she's supposed to be 16.
The way she's dressed, her tight little body is making my blood boil.
And after that, they stumble across a cabin in the woods. Wow, they didn't even think for barging into someone's house when they're not even home. Wouldn't that be a bit rude? I mean, someone would pretty much try to kill them after suspecting them of robbing the place.
Does this place look robbed to you? All the nice pottery, the lamps, the shelves, that tells you the place looks robbed? Also, while I'd be concerned about strangers entering my house, it wouldn't be enough for me to go, where'd I put my shotgun? Besides, it's a house in the middle of the woods. You don't think that's not going to attract any attention from passersby?
Oh, and Yahiko happens to stupidly pick up a pot and drop it.
He was startled!
I see.
It turns out this is the home of Kenshin's old mentor, Master Hiko, and he happens to basically punish him by forcing him to do hard labor.
Well, Seijiro Hiko was never known to be the gentle type. Ain't that right, Kenshin?
If you're not going to get up, I'll just have to keep reminiscing about the past. Let's see. I seem to recall the last time you wet your bed. It was a bright autumn day when you were 8 years old. Or how about the time you were starving and you ate those funny mushrooms? That sure brings back memories. Oh, so you're up. I'm still reminiscing, so rest some more if you want. Hey! Stop standing there and give it a try.
You want me to do it just like that?
Are you daydreaming or what, Kenshin?
But master!
Techniques that are only shown to you are completely useless. It's only when you experience them yourself that you can learn how to use and execute them effectively. That's how our training's always been done.
I can't believe I lived through all that.
That's only a testament to my skill and how fine my control of the sword is.
Sorry. Yeah, and then we happen to skip Misao's introduction to her ninja.
You're burning me.
Whoa, I didn't know I'm gonna have to have Angel Face's head come up to censor it. I didn't know it would get this risque.
Bruh, Yumi always had a thing for Shishio. They don't even try to hide it.
So, wait. Mummy Man actually gets with a chick?
Yeah. Good luck sleeping on that thought.
We then cut to Shishio and Mistress after they're done fucking.
My mind's eye cannot perceive actions of this nature. It's the way it is.
Really?
I have a job for you since you have interrupted our pleasure.
And let me at least say something about Shishido's voice. This is the kind of voice you would hear from a guy who works for a demon, or practically is a demon, devoid of emotion and constantly smiling the smile that you would see on a mask. When I see this character design and the way he acts in this scene, I can easily say that this is a guy for you to keep your eye on and sleep with one eye open because fuck, he's creepy!
Well, he did get all his sweat glands burned away and coats his sword with human body fat so it can light on fire.
That doesn't make it any better!
And we get another visit from Sojiro, sorry.
Yes, although I am certain he will catch wind of it as well. What do you say, Cho? Does it stir your blood as a sword collector?
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
I can actually excuse the acting here, because keep in mind, Sojiro is a guy who literally killed all his emotions during his time developing himself as a swordsman. Backstory time! Sojiro was a boy who was physically abused by a group of rice farmers due to being drunk on both power and alcohol.
So a literal and a metaphorical intoxication?
Then, once they threatened to kill Sojiro for aiding Shishio, he went on a murderous rampage and killed them all. Since his beatings, he's been trying to hold his emotions back due to the mental scarrings where he'd be beaten for crying, smiling, or showing any sort of emotion whatsoever. So while Sojiro sounds emotionless in this dub, it makes sense. Sojiro suppressing his emotions is everything the character is about, and yet you leave that factor out? What kind of a Rurouni Kenshin fan are you?
Yeah, and then we happen to skip Misao's introduction to her ninja clan in front of Kenshin by trying to get him a new sword and in front of what happens to be now a kitchen knife salesman.
Okay, no. That guy didn't become a kitchen knife salesman. That is the son of a swordsmith. He doesn't forge swords because his father's name was tarnished by making swords that killed, and he doesn't want to run down the same road. Besides, Misao is only doing this for Kenshin because she wants to help replace the reverse blade sword that was broken by Sojiro. You know, the kind of thing that makes Misao an endearing character.
And of course, after winning this battle, the kitchen knife salesman grants Kenshin his dad's last sword he happened for free, of course, even though it would be of great value since swords are technically illegal in this time.
Did you even watch the fucking anime? Kenshin is given the reverse blade sword because Seiku understands the dire situation Japan is about to be in, and since Kenshin has shown that he can defend people without killing, he can trust him with the principal forge of the reverse blade. Because he knows Kenshin will lift the smear from his father's name. He knows with Kenshin using his father's last sword, it can not only help defend against Shishio, but it will also show his father not only made swords that killed, but he made a holy sword that would protect Japan for the next generation. That was literally the whole meaning of that episode! Fighting for the next generation!
And it turns out this happened before she brought him to her ninja clan's place, and this time she actually, as well as asking him where the other members are.
Okay, the constant adjusting of your mic is annoying to listen to. Pro tip, if you want to make sure that your mic can catch you, adjust it before you record, not during the recording process! You come off as unprofessional.
Telling her the truth, which, oh wait, he ends up doing anyway.
Kenshin ends up telling her anyway because he then understands Misao won't leave until she knows what happened to the Oniwaban group. Remember, she is obsessed with it and holds a deep pride over being a member. Remember when she jumped over the cliff she knew she couldn't clear to chase after Kenshin? She said, "How can forgetting the one I love make me happy?" That proves she was willing to die searching for these people. Kenshin decided to, once again, take that factor into mind and tell her out of respect for her feelings. While I like the idea of Yahiko and Karu telling her the truth, this still isn't too out of character for Kenshin.
And it turns out that Shishio's comrades have seriously injured Okina.
No, it was Aoshi who almost killed Okina, not Shishio's men.
From this day forth, I will be the head of the Oniwaban Shu.
I've even criticized this about the manga and the anime adaptation initially. Shouldn't the second eldest be the new leader? I mean, she's clearly the youngest member. She's clearly incapable of handling this job.
How? How has she proven herself to be incapable of the job as leader? Realm, where's that list you put together again?
Right here! Besides, if we're going to go off that idea of age making you the leader of the Oniwaban group, then tell me how Aoshi managed to become leader at the age of 15? Or 13, I don't know. Nobuhiro Watsuki likes to keep changing the age.
I'll swap with you. Okay.
But why? We are going to protect Kyoto together.
Whoa, what? How did Kaoru get so emo?
She doesn't sound like a raving ball of emotion to me. In fact, she sounds completely devoid of that. See, the right term would be monotone, not emo. Learn to use words, please. Thank you.
You intend to do this on your own again?
Yeah.
Okay, look at Karu's face. Notice her narrow eyes and her small lip movement. With that facial expression and the tone of her voice, you can tell she's speaking in deadpan. Besides, who are you to talk about poor acting, especially when...
Not Misao! No! Not Misao Akamachi!
Dead pause!
No! And for some reason, Sano has very little involvement in this, because again, it's told from Misao and Okina's point of view.
That's because Sanosuke didn't have a lot of encounters with Misao and Okina. Hell, I think they only met up twice during the whole Kyoto arc, so it makes sense as to why Sano is barely there. Even though I totally go gay for him.
Do you have something to share with the class, Realm?
Yes! I am the prime definition of a virgin with delusions. Marco!
We're moving on.
We see Sano basically talking with Saito in some restaurant before assisting Kenshin on fighting Shishio on the battleship, which is also played out very differently than the anime. In fact, it sounds very contradictory to the manga, which is probably where most of this criticism came from this OVA.
Even though the live-action movie did the exact same thing, and yet you give those a thumbs up.
By Asian standards.
They squinted their eyes. They were pleased. Besides, you make it sound like the anime itself didn't do that to the manga. The first chapter, instead of Gohei Hiruma being the bad guy, in the manga it was two brothers, Gohei and Kihei. As for episodes 2 and 3 of the anime, in the manga, they're reversed. The police swordsman was the second chapter, and Yahiko's introduction was the third chapter. What I'm saying here is, adaptations tend to do things with different ideas not always 100% accurate to the original, which isn't always a bad thing.
You might as well criticize the Avengers movies for not having Ant-Man despite him being one of the first Avengers, or how Captain America was one of the first forming of the Avengers when, in the actual story, he was still frozen when the Avengers came to be.
That Hulk and Iron Man, though.
I know, right?
Oh my god, remember the scene when Iron Man took the elevator and slammed it down on Hulk's head, leading to...
Oh, on this next scene, I have to call bullshit on. As Yumi actually fires the Gatling gun on the battleship to shoot Saito swimming in the water with a sword in his mouth, he happens to dodge every single bullet without even being wounded. How is he able to swim that fast to actually dodge every bullet? His body would be pumped full of lead, gushing blood everywhere for the sharks to feed on.
Maybe it's not the guy swimming fast, but Yumi sucking at aiming.
Remember, Yumi isn't a soldier. She's Shishio's pair of boobs.
I mean, hell, not even the blitzball players from Final Fantasy X could dodge this while playing underwater.
Though to be fair, if it's Final Fantasy that we're talking about, they'd be using some kind of magic to deflect all the bullets, but that's completely different lore entirely.